Market, I'm the biggest win. As he faking, then I hit the spin. Shoot my shot, it's automatic drops. Be so wet that I don't hit the rim. All this ballin' got his bag in shape. Boy, this aura only made the order. I play every quarter, hope that and every check come with a side effect. Hate you for the dumbest reason. How you show respect and be so upset. Play me close and I'ma catch you reaching. Boy, that handle smooth, I done hit a groove. Guard your and she be checking you. I'm really with it, I can hit from distance. She leave for rings and now you all defense. Ice cold bang. Curry with the rain. Along with the mail. I'm the same old player. Solo dolo, big three. Top plays, you can rewind. Treat you like I'm CP. I'm Bruce Bowen when it's time. 23 was on that jersey. All-star, I went 12 straight. Shot my with the early bows. Most you saw the cold case. They sleeping on me like Hawaii linen. You finally cooking, I just finished dinner. I've been at like the whole time. First round back in 09. Homeschool, I did 4 years. Graduated summa. My real family like the Boondocks. They quit the Jones flip them like a dirty. Like the Thriller. Flopping cause they overact. They need to, I'ma make it happen. Ice cold vein. Curry with the rain. Along with the mayor. Hey, I'm the same old player. I lost the only woman I would wife. I found her when she caught the flight. All this money hit me overnight. Ever since, ballin' for life. It's gonna take away the pain. Hit my partner like what's happening in May. Trying to stay away from niggas who ain't got nothing to gain. To lose, cause yeah, you know it's all the same. On my now she say I'm never finna change. So addicted to the life, but it ain't never been the pain. That money talk to me. Can't sleep, that president, yeah, they be stalking me. Tuck them away up in the crib all neat. Stack it, flip it, stack again, let's meet. Way overseas and talk some cheese and charcuterie, espressos over lunch. These have no, but that's what I want. Sliding through your section, I ain't flexing, but I stunt. Heading to the studio, need Peruvian.
Yo, back from the Maui dip, back into the lab.
Well, awesome. I know you're also involved in Gamer.vote. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so Gamer.vote, I think it's amazing because as gamers, we make up about 130 million plus gamers in the world, right? That's a lot of people, right? And right now, with everything we're facing and we have a lot of social injustice going on in the world, how do we make change? And for me, it's how do I make change more than just a tweet, more than just an Instagram post?
And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting fives for both teams. As we're just about ready to get this one started. Good Friday night to you sports fans. You've come to the right place. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Alder. Tonight with us as well, the book of basketball author, Bill Simmons. Bill, great to see you. GA, it's all yours.
Well, some say Jrue Holiday is the best defender in the league that no one talks about. He said, I don't need any accolades. I don't like being famous.
What a great attitude. He is a monster on defense. David, thank you. So the opening lineup for the Heat. Whiteside is out there with Davis. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Zach LaVine. And it's Middleton in at the small forward. And for Milwaukee, Luka Doncic out there with Jaylen Brown. Then it's DeRozan. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Drummond in at the four-man position. The Heat off the tip. And DeMar DeRozan, an all-star many times over, and yet some have poked holes in his game. Where do you stand on DeRozan?
He's tough. You know, can you win a title if he's your best player? No. Can you win a title if he's your second best player? Unclear. And he's had a lot of at-bats. He's been in the playoffs a lot of years, and he's somebody that has just been a little more successful in the regular season than the playoffs. He's got a flip that.
And stolen by Lillard. And it's the Heat on the break. LaVine with the ball. Middleton can't get it to go. Down low. By LaVine. And it's Brown missing. And so Lillard will bring it up for Miami. Middleton the pass to Davis. Good work defensively by Capella. And stolen by Lillard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Luka Doncic.
Lillard is really a force of nature. I mean, incredible talent. He torches just about everybody with the scoring ability.
The Heat shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
DeRozan against Middleton. Stolen by LaVine.
easy as he makes it look. He knows precisely when to leave the ground to receive the pass and finish it off.
Lillard fires away from way outside. Miami no good on that time either.
You know, right now they're just 1 for 5. Rough start so far.
Knocks it loose. Throws some dishes to Brown. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's on Damian Lillard.
Well, I like the fact that the energy that Brown plays with makes him a guy that does a good job getting to the line.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. First one falls.
And the vertical that Brown has is quite impressive. As relentless a finisher that you'll find in this league.
And Brown drops them both. So with the 2K Esports League build, players not only get a salary, they can also sign endorsement deals. They're celebrities now unto themselves.
So what are the endorsement deals that the 2K players sign? Is it like that? Because you're not really moving. Nobody can see your clothes. They can't, right?
They can't see your
sneakers,
clothes. Maybe it's a hat, maybe it's a
drinks.
shirt.
Do the announcers get endorsement deals? Where's our endorsement
If
deal?
they don't, we could probably make the stab for it right here.
I'm ready.
This is the venue to do it.
I'm
right here.
ready to do whatever.
Let's change the culture.
CTC.
Boy, a terrific find. Levine plays mostly the 2, but he came into the league as a point guard.
Levine against Brown. Pass to Drummond. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Levine. And he overshot that one, missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Here's Middleton. Milwaukee with the rebound.
Boy, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that late.
Doncic. And again, the Bucks miss. And so Levine will bring it up now for the Miami Heat. Last time they met was in Miami.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Secondly, might be a factor in this one as well.
And you know what? If they run away with this game like they did in that one, I'd expect to see plenty of minutes again for the guys coming off the bench.
Here's Davis. The shot misses. Good D by Drummond. Here's Brown. The rebound by Middleton. Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Lillard and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Well, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defenders.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to be the focus of this timeout. They need to come up with the spark to get the offense going.
Bill, you study pop culture. The 2K Esports League is a phenomenon right now, which is sweeping the country. Do you think that's going to alter the perception of gaming in any way?
Yeah, I would say it has one of the best chances of any esports league to succeed because people just love basketball. And you can feel it there in the offseason. The shift in basketball content and the fact that it's now a 12-month-a-year sport for us. And now it goes from the playoffs, the draft, to where people going in free agency. And then that plays out for a month. And then something else will happen. All of a sudden it's August.
Summer leagues are
summer leagues happening. And then all of a sudden the season's close. And then you just kind of recycle.
starting at center.
Yeah.
Game 6 in Philadelphia.
And it was tape delayed. My beloved Boston Celtics won the 1981 title, and it was on tape delay in Boston. And I went to bed, and my dad woke me up to watch the game. It's not even 40 years ago. So I think the other thing that really helps with the 2K Sports League is that these guys play 2K, the actual players.
That's right.
They care about it. They care about it. They have an incredible amount of time on their hands because they're too famous and they can't go anywhere. So they're in hotel suites. They're bringing with the PlayStation or Xbox with them. They're playing their friends. They're playing each other online, and this is what they're doing all day.
Here's Paul. Takes the 12-footer and hits.
Tell you what, that mid-range game, Chris Paul, he's really an assassin for me. You can see less and less of that shot in this day and age, but CP's got the green light to shoot it.
That's a 2 from Lillard. The Heat rebound. That shot off the mark. Bucks trail by 4. Here's DeRozan. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And Bill, we were talking about how so many NBA players are playing 2K these days and getting to play online against people you don't know.
Yeah.
Can't see.
I remember my buddy Gus, who I played a ton of video games with in the 80s. First time we could play online against each other was like a really pivotal moment in both of our lives. Sometime in the mid-2000s. We're just like, this is amazing. You're in Connecticut, I'm in LA. We're playing video games. This is great. We've arrived.
Both free throws good from DeRozan.
How about this, fellas? I mean, DeRozan's aerial skills, his bounce, obvious from a very young age. His first dunk came when he was in the 6th grade. And he won the dunk contest at the high school All-American game. Major bounce.
Here's Davis over Drummond, and they call the foul. So he's got and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Well, I'd have to say Lillard is one of the game's best passers right now.
Bill, is Damian Lillard close to becoming the best player in Blazers basketball history?
I think he's close to having the best career. You know, I think his career this decade has actually become underrated. Like, he's been in the All-NBA team, I think, 5 times now. He's made it the first team. He's taken the team to the conference finals. He made a buzzer-beater shot. All that stuff. Bill Walton is still the best player in Blazers history. Like, they won the title with Bill Walton. And I think from a ceiling talent standpoint, I'd still have Rasheed Wallace over him. Because in 99 and 2000, that team was really close to winning the title. In 2000, they probably should have won the title. You know, they choked in Game 7. He's not on that level, but, you know, he's been probably the 3rd best point guard of this decade. It's Curry, then Chris Paul, then Nick.
Bucks trail by 3. Brown outside. Pass to Paul. DeRozan in the corner. It's good. This game is all even. DeRozan's got 5 points.
Excellent decision that time by DeRozan. No wasted time at all. No reason to. I mean, when you're as good as he is from mid-range, let it happen.
Here's Lillard. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Paul passes to Capella. He kicks it to Brown. By Paul, nobody around. He beats Milwaukee with the triple.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the deep.
There's Levine. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Brown. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. And DeRozan with the basket on the assist by Brown. Brown's got 3 assists in the game. There's the pass to Lopez. Kicks it to Levine. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Lopez outside. Good work there as it goes.
Defense really unable to stop it. Lopez very dangerous from that spot.
And from everything we're hearing, Bill, the draft's one and done aspect may be coming to an end.
I think, for me, the G League is the key to all of this. I would like to see the guys come right out of high school and go to the G League and have an actual infrastructure that's attached to the league.
The G League is having an effect on the comes in for Jaylen Brown. And then for Miami, Nurkic checked in for Davis. Murray comes in for Zach LaVine. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Lillard.
You know, an area worthy of further development for Murray is keeping his teammates involved.
Paul kicks to Capella. Back to Paul. Nurkic with the block.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Miami.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
And Paul gets it to go in. Paul's got the game tied up here for Milwaukee. Miami's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Rose passes to Harris. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Albert Covington picks one up.
You know, looking to score often from there. Harris is excellent at drawing the defense's attention and fouls.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
He was dialed in at the line a season ago, 87% from the line.
Guys, I thought he got into a groove last year at the charity stripe, and I thought he maintained it deep into the season as well.
Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Capella. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Tell you what, fellas, I mean, an outstanding stretch for Harris has been awesome at adding pieces to his game over time, specifically that three-point shot.
Now DeRozan. He's got 7, wide open. They get the rebound. Cauley-Stein. D by Lopez.
Well, you know, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
Here's Rose. No problem on the jumper in close. And the Heat lead by 4.
I didn't think Rose would back down from some contact now, did you guys? Playing with a high level of intensity.
Here's DeRozan. Here's Cauley-Stein. And easy 2 points on the layup.
That kind of energy and hustle on the glass usually produces good results.
Against Paul. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Back to Rose. 6 to shoot. A shot that time. Not on target. Now the Bucks take it the other way. Here's Randall. And that one drops for him. It's a tie ball game.
In transition, Randall extremely mobile for a power forward.
Bounce pass from Rose. Murray with it. Now defended by Cauley-Stein. Murray dishes to Lopez. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 3 assists now in this one.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Rose against Paul. On the wing, DeRozan. Gets it off. And that one released in time, but no good. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Heat lead by 2. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years in a welfare orphanage in Switzerland. He said he never imagined he'd come this far.
As a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about that far. I always said it's even past me.
Just an inspiring story, Greg. It gives you perspective on why you should be grateful for everything you have.
Kevin, without a doubt, Capella's upbringing helped shape him, and the hard work he continues to put in is really admirable.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And what stands out to you guys from the Heat in this one?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
They've got Willie Cauley-Stein. Chris Paul is out there with Doncic. And it's Robert Covington, and it's Randall in at the 5. That's the group from Milwaukee right now. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the son of an NBA player. And I'm so old, I covered his dad in college. Growing up, his parents let him find his passion, but the game was always in his genes. Jackson Jr. said, I've always prided myself on being more than just a basketball player. I can't deny my laser focus on the sport. Kevin, he's following in his father's footsteps, but looking to create his own legacy.
Terrific mentor, but he's just getting started, David. Thank you. Looks for Paul. Hits it to him. Over Rhodes. And again, the Bucks miss.
You know what? Just a little fancy on that possession there. Just go up in rhythm.
Bill, you're a basketball historian. We know that. Do fans romanticize too much about the past?
I would say the other way. I think they don't appreciate it enough. Especially like the millennials and Gen Z. You know you're out there. You're playing this game right now. They tend to think the league started when Kobe showed up. And like the 90s and the 80s when it happened. I sense a real resentment from the younger fans with the LeBron versus MJ thing. Because LeBron's their guy. They get to watch LeBron. They don't want to hear that MJ was better than him. So they case for LeBron, the way things are now.
What about like the Oscar Robertsons, the Elgin Baylors? And we talked about,
oh
my goodness, you talk about some of these players. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Oh.
I think part of what hurts is people can go on YouTube and watch some of the older stuff.
This is at the Paul. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Here's Doncic, and he gets it to go. Doncic has got 6 points.
Doncic showing you his ability to finish. I really respect his aggressiveness in taking it to the hoop and handling contact.
Here's Murray. You can't hit that time. Stein with the defensive effort. To the paint. And he hits it to tie the game up. Stein's got his second basket of the night.
Nice work inside by Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
Paul with the steal. Now, here's Doncic. He's got 6.
I like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target.
Rhodes passes to Lopez. Dishes to Harris. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And here's the upcoming schedule now for the Miami Heat. On Friday, the New York Knicks come to town, tipping off a homestand for them. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up with Nikola Jokic and the Chicago Bulls.
That's right. 2 shots.
Some changes. Drummond's checked in for Julius Randle. Kelly Oubre comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Brown in for and a new group in for the Heat. Whiteside's checked in for Lopez. Anthony Davis comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. Chris Middleton's checked in for Jamal Murray. And it's Lonzo Ball in for Rose. And Bill, over a quarter of today's NBA players were born in a country other than the United States. The challenge is that broad all over the globe.
And Giannis was born on another planet. We don't know what planet he was. Was it Earth? I think he just got shot from some satellite. Yeah, this all starts with.
I love it too, don't you? I love the fact we've got players from Latvia and Greece and all over.
What's cool about it is they all kind of have distinct identities and quirks. And one of the things that makes somebody like Doncic so much fun to watch is he's not like anybody else. Like, he's close to James Harden, but he's also that step back three that he was taking that he's been making his whole life. Other than Harden, nobody was even really shooting it that way, you know. And I think there's an unselfishness with the European guys that is really useful for the way they even stuff.
100%.
They really, guys move without the ball. You go. It's not just like clear out.
Roman dishes to Stein. Doncic feeling it out. Time on the clock. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
And Whiteside takes great pride in rejecting shots.
down 2 points. Davis has got the lead up to 6 now for the Heat.
I love his shot selection. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
The feed to Brown. Good. The assist goes to Duncan.
The chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Ball kicks to Whiteside. He dishes it to Harris. Shoots over Oubre. Again, the Heat good for 2.
Boy, he's an elite shooter with a lot of sweet spots. Defenses have to mark and keep an eye on Harris from mid-range.
Pass to Brown. Fires the 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. Whiteside's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he's shot so poorly.
The rejection by Coley Stein. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure. And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
You know, you look at the awards given out by the league. Most have been around for a while. Is there any award that you'd like to add? Something that's not being touched on in terms of high performance and success?
I think that there should be a playoff MVP. I made this case in my book
It's
that
a great idea.
there's always like a best guy in every postseason. I would like to see who that would be. And it's pretty easy to go backwards and figure out who it was. I did that. Just go backwards, have all the backstory of who it should have been, but then going forward, now you're going to I would like to see that. I would also like to see a best bench celebration award. Because certain teams just have these guys good at pointing, they're good at fist pumping, first guy during the timeout, running over,
Just bumping.
handshakes. They're waiting at the scores table before the game to do the special handshake with each guy. I feel like that guy deserves some shine. Last year, DeAndre Jordan, I think, was one of the first guys I remember who was rated this before he started playing. Late 2000s splits. I was like, man, this guy's really, he's not playing, but he's
into it. Here's Doncic. And he's blocked by Whiteside. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. Milwaukee making a switch. Capella's checked in. Lean's checked in for the Heat. Lillard comes in for Ball. Timeout called the Bucks. You have to like what we're seeing from Davis.
And he's been taking it to the rack all game, and they haven't been able to contain him. They have to put up better fight on the inside.
DeMar DeRozan is checked in for the Bucks.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Hassan Whiteside. He had a strong showing last season. 7th in blocks, 9th in rebounds, and a great touch around the rim. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
Great anticipation and timing. That's how he ended up a top 10 shot blocker.
And off contact, Levine showing you what he can do. The improved strength, making a big impact.
And here's Capella. He's still scoreless so far in this one. DeRozan against Middleton. Hudson fly from 18. And it's DeRozan missing. Now the Heat with it. They're on a 12-4 run. And that one's good by Davis.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Bucks trail by 8. Outside DeRozan. Pass to Brown. Capella with it. He takes it to Doncic. Lets it fly. Wide open shot is on the money. Doncic has got 8 points.
He's done a nice job, a great job actually, of finding efficient shots here in the second. Shooting percentage always a function of the kinds of shots you get. He's on a good roll after struggling a bit in the first. to the W.
And the Bucks with some changes. Ando comes in for Andre Drummond. Robert Covington subbed in for Brown. And then for Miami, Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Hassan Whiteside. And Murray subbed in for Chris Middleton.
Davis is really the total package. A mobile, sharp-shooting big guy who can score from everywhere.
And entertaining as always, Bill, thank you so much for stopping by. We always appreciate your time.
Thank you. Just, I don't want to do any Celtic games. Can we not do that? I don't want to see that game. Let's do the other teams.
And Clark, you know what? Bill will always give you a great point of view.
And you know what? I think he needs his own barbershop talk show, Kevin. I mean, he's done everything else in media. Go barbershop on him, Bill.
Pass to Capella. Off the run. He's off on that one. Great D that time from Nurkic. Murray against DeRozan. Yep, that one goes. Murray's got the lead up to 13 now for Miami.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain.
And when you make 5 in a row and close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Covington wide open. He fires. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Covington's got 5.
The three-point stroke of Robert Covington is really a thing of beauty. You can't let him get loose from the outside. He's dangerous.
Lillard with it. 10 points for him. Davis looking for an opening. And Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist by Davis. 12 points for Damian Lillard.
He can score from all over the court, but Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area, but sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
And so it's the Miami Heat up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Mike Budenholzer. Coach, probably not the defensive effort you were hoping for thus far.
Yeah, no, our defense isn't where it needs to be. I think they're getting open looks, we're overshifting, and then we're not committing to shooters. It's not a very good defensive effort so far.
Mike, thanks very much for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny and a favorite.
It was a big-time first quarter from Anthony Davis.
He had 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Heat first half.
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. You know, that part of the game is pretty when it's going in. You've seen plenty of teams try that and fail. You got to have a balanced approach. And tonight, they found a ton of success inside.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back. Kevin Harlan. Go.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive. It probably has to happen quickly. You know, Davis has been exceptional here, guys.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
You know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for the Heat, we've got Damian Lillard. Davis is out there with Whiteside. Then it's Levine, and it's Middleton in at the 3.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more
Middleton touched it last. Got to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months. The scope of that for Drummond.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
DeRozan against Middleton.
Middleton, really an asset on defense for him. He's so good at getting his hands up quickly to contest shots.
And stolen by Drummond. Here's Brown. No good that time. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
Certainly not the kind of night he was looking for at the offensive end, and it's had a ripple effect on the team.
Levine can't hit.
Offensively, the struggles continue. 0 for 5 to start the half.
Brown with it. Lillard picks him up. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
Let's take a quick look now at some stats here for Anthony Davis. He's coming off an excellent season. He was around 26 points a game last year, 12 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. He has an off night. He usually follows that up with a big night.
Timeout called the Heat. Well, while we have a second, let's go to the 2K leaderboard for a list of the league's top shooters from last season. Second is Clint Capella.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
Davis finds Middleton. Pass to Whiteside. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot two here. That's on Clint Capella.
You know, guys, you got to give much respect to the length of Whiteside. I mean, he's a hulking 7-footer who takes a lot of pride in being the defensive anchor for this team.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
And you know, with his free throw percentage being where it was last season, it changed the way teams defended him. I mean, there were no easy baskets. He was going to get fouled anytime he got near the rim. They were going to make him earn his points at the line.
And he sinks the second. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. DeRozan scanning the floor. Here's the floater, and it's blocked by Whiteside. Loads it up for Davis, and finished off by Davis.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely sleep.
Capella, the pass to Doncic. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, you look at Luka Doncic, and the one skepticism scouts had was his athleticism or lack thereof, and I think he's proven that's not necessary to be a great basketball player. He's only getting better as he works with NBA trainers.
And you know, you heard about Doncic. Even if he's a step slow, he's always 2 steps ahead with his mental game.
You know, Kevin, that's a great point. Feel, savvy, experience, know-how. You know, he grew up playing against bigger, stronger guys, and that always serves you well as you go forward. So he understands how to create space and anticipate and feel how to get defenders off balance. I mean, he's just a special young player.
Here's Rose. And oh, what a play. Just palms the block. Lob pass to Capella. Takes the alley-oop pass and knocks it down.
6'10" Capella showing you some bounce on that alley-oop.
And Lillard takes the low. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat.
supplying that backline protection that is so key to a great defense.
And you pointed out his ranking as the second best shooter in the league last season. I think with a little extra work, he could become number one this time around. Pass to Harris. On the shot clock and the basketball. Over Paul. Again, the miss by the Heat. Bucks trail by 7. Oubre outside. Now kicks to Cauley-Stein. And Davis sends it down.
I'll tell you what, Davis uses his legs so well. I mean, a defensive stalwart who holds his ground, and because of his timing and length and athleticism, he's an excellent shot blocker.
Milwaukee making a switch. Covington's checked in. Here's Brown. 9 points in the game so far. Offensive rebound from him. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Davis.
Selected 9th overall in the 2012 draft, Drummond's carved out a nice NBA career for himself.
Now you look at the former All-Star Andre Drummond and the way he rebounds, Greg. He might be the best in the league in that department.
I mean, few players in the history of the league can go off for 20-plus rebounds on any given night. Drummond's one of them. Attacks the glass on the offensive end so well. His offensive rebounding, for me, sets it apart.
And they double up Davis. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. So it's Miami now. Lopez passes to Rose. Deep 2 from Murray. Rebounded by the Bucks. Drummond's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Oubre dishes to Brown. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Here's Harris. And Covington sends it back. Inside. It's stolen by Davis. He feeds it to Murray. Buries it down low. Murray's got his second bucket of the night. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Heat.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
It's hauled in by Brown. Brown's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Paul. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Now just a 3-point Miami lead.
Brown, not just a super athlete, he's got excellent skills as well. Tremendous floor general.
Lopez right side. Down low. Oubre with the steal. Brown outside. Looking to get it going. He lays it in. Brown's got 11 points.
Brown is quite aggressive. Masterful penetrator. Take it to defenders when he drives.
Rose finds Harris. Good ball movement here by Miami. Back to Lopez. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Clark, throughout your NBA career, you've always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA, and I digested all kinds of books and stories about him, and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
Randall's checked in for Milwaukee. Brook Lopez hits them both.
He's certainly been on target with the free throw. Such an advantage when your bigs can knock you down from the block.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
Zach Levine's checked in for the Heat. The 2K leaderboard provides us now with this list of last season's assist leaders. Third is Chris Paul. And, of course, Drew Holiday.
And really two terrific distributors. I mean, the first thing you look for in a teammate is the ability to get you the ball, and they both have that down to a T.
And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. It's a three-point game. Here's Randall. Back to Brown. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. That one on Rose.
This is as good as it gets from the charity strike here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. The Heat with the lead. Bean passes to Davis. Randall with some nice D. The Bucks have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Brown dishes to Randall. For the tie, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Let's see the stat sheet here on Chris Paul. Great showing for him last season. Averaged 15 points a game, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. It's hard to wrap your head around numbers like these, but that is just what he delivers night in and night out.
You know, it's so easy for us to take him for granted, to get spoiled with what he does. I think we should be more appreciative of the kind of impact this man has in every game he plays.
Miami's gone 1 of 4 3-point shots here in the third. Now Levine gets the bucket and the foul. It's on Kelly Oubre.
And bringing the fight there, Levine, fearless, creating contact with the potential +1.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. To the middle. Here's Brown. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Brown's got it all tied up now for Milwaukee.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And the Bucks making a change here. Doncic is checked in. Here's Davis. He's got 25. In the corner, Murray with it. 5 to shoot. That shot, no good. Some solid defense for Brown.
You gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Nurkic with the block. Whiteside's checked in for Miami. And both free throws good for Nurkic. 1:36 left to play in the third. Doncic against Rose. Doncic, no good. And so it's Rose bringing it up for Miami. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Kicks to Levine. And Capella sends it back.
This is the real strength of Capella's game. Outstanding at using his length and athleticism to block shots. So you throw it his way and DeRozan's going to capitalize. When he takes off, he's looking to throw it down with no hesitation.
Now here's Levine. Out left to the wing. DeRozan against Murray. Just 5 to shoot. Count it. And he'll have a chance for a three-point play. That's on Clint Capella.
And the strength of Murray. Finishing the shot off easily.
Well, Clark, one thing you have to respect about Jamal Murray is how intense of a competitor he is.
And you can't substitute competitive spirit, Kevin. It's a great attribute to have. And you see that in how he's improved his game year to year. I mean, he loves being in the spotlight, going up against the game's big name guards, and he doesn't shy away at all. That's a credit to him.
And so it's Milwaukee now. They trail by 3. Outside. Pass to Capella. Bucks passing it around. DeRozan against Murray. Here's Doncic. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss. Miami leading by 3. And here is Murray. DeMar DeRozan grabs the board. Out to Doncic. And he gets it to go from the corner. Doncic has got 6 here in this quarter.
That is a sweet-looking jumper there, boy. Doncic doesn't need much space or time to get shots on.
It's still anybody's game as we reach the end of 3. Heat out front. They're up by 1. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Julius Randle is out there with Clint Capella. And it's DeRozan. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Covington in at the small forward. That's the 5 and the 4 for the Bucks. Capella gets to DeRozan. No good. Shot missing. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Middleton against Covington. Middleton the pass to Nurkic. Lillard.
example of a different mindset between these teams.
Andre Drummond's checked in for the Bucks. Jaylen Brown comes in for Robert Covington. And Miami also making a switch. Brook Lopez is checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. And the level of detail that Robert Covington approaches defense with is just phenomenal. He is always prepared for his matchup.
Yeah, and that's why he's an outstanding defender, Kevin, because he's got the physical attributes. He's got excellent speed and quickness for a guy of his size, good length and strength, outstanding hands. But he does a nice job of studying his opponent, what he needs to do to be effective defensively. I think he's one of the better defenders in the game on the wing. He's got to have some guts and guile to take it to the bucket strong, despite the big fellas standing in the way.
And Lillard kicks to Levine. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by the Bucks.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
It's Brown on the wing. Back to Doncic. Shots good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 6 assists now in the game.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Levine against Brown. Lillard from outside hits the three-point bomb. Lillard's got 11 in the second half.
This is more like it. 9 points for him from three-point range this half. That's 9 more than he had before.
Lopez against Capella. Outside DeRozan. Shot clock at 6. For Middleton. DeRozan's shot is off. And so Lillard will bring it up for Miami. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand of their recovery. Milwaukee in the lead. Doncic outside. Feeds to Capella and stolen by Lillard. The Heat have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the one he's had tonight.
Boy, he has put in some major work. He's earning his pay, for sure.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Kicks it down to Middleton. Good ball movement in by Miami. Takes a 3. Lillard again missing.
Brick after brick after brick. I mean, that's been the story for him this quarter. I mean, he's got to bring it in down the stretch here.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And, you know, Capella has a big body, Kevin, and knows how to use it as he draws contact from the defense on his way out.
No good on the free throw.
And, you know, you look at the way Clint Capella's offensive role has expanded the last few years. He's great in the pick and roll as an option at the top of the key, and he's actually seeing more and more touches as a finisher at the rim. The next step in his development being a back-to-the-basket scorer.
Davis is checked in for the Heat. Lillard misses.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten better from that.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Well, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
Now a timeout called by Miami. And with Capella Clark, the numbers don't lie. He is a big factor on offense now.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, his hands have gotten better. That's not something you can always see from a big guy, is improvement in his hands, but he's gotten better in catching and finishing. I love the way he moves and is always ready for the pass. He catches some tough stuff in traffic, and he gives you all of this at the offensive end with high-level defense, too.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address the team. He said, look, you guys are playing physical, and I like that, but it has to be under control. We've committed way too many fouls. We've allowed way too many foul shots. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Brown feeling out of it. Doncic trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. The feed now to Lillard. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got assist number dishes to Middleton. Right side with it. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Brown
with that amazing athleticism, putting on a show out there with jams like that.
There's Levine. The rebound by the Bucks. Capella's got rebound number 13 with that last one.
And then they continue to control.
The 6'7" native of Compton, DeMar DeRozan, getting it done. Great strength there.
And growing up about 15 miles south of the Staples Center, DeMar DeRozan idolized Kobe Bryant Clark and patterned his game after him.
And you can see evidence of Kobe's game in Marcus's game. You think about the footwork, the ability to post up, the moves and counter moves, the balance and strength. I think he owes a lot of that to the Mamba.
Levine against Brown. Here's the three. They get it back.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Tries from 16, and the shot is good. The Bucks lead has been cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Levine. Doncic finds DeRozan. Back to Doncic. The pass to Capella. Down low. Here's Brown, and the shot goes down. Brown's got the lead up to 8 now for the Bucks.
I think that's where Brown is at his best, guys. He's a muscular athlete who loves finishing strong through contact.
In the corner, it's Levine. On target with his three. Milwaukee leading by 8. Passes to DeRozan. And finished off by DeRozan.
DeRozan is a man on a mission tonight. I don't know if I've ever seen DeMar any sharper than this.